Almost half a year later than originally planned, the first UCI World Cup City Mountainbike Eliminator race takes place in Waregem. For the organizers, COVID-19 makes this year a year of planning and replanning, of constantly organizing and reorganizing. But Waregem finally opens the way.
Even 1 week before every event we are not sure that we can organize, so we are very thankful that we can start this race, this first race in Flanders.
For many of the athletes, this weekend's opening round is also the occasion to pin on a race number for the very first time this year. Waregem first welcomed the UCI World Cup in 2017 and hosted the UCI World Championships last year. But for the riders, the most important thing is to be able to race again. As such, we only see happy faces after a way too long period without competition.
Yeah, I'm really happy. I'm hoping in a good race. And even if the situation will be a little bit different from last year, I think it will be a great show.
It was very complicated to get motivation to go to training, and I tried to walk a lot. But yes, it's the first race of the year, so we will see how the shape is.
I'm excited about today, but for the same time I'm quite a bit nervous also because it's the first one. Everyone had that long break, so we will see.
C'était un peu difficile parce que
It's a bit difficult because we were training, doing our best, but without competition it was hard.
I just get focused and I never had mentally a problem of I just keep busy training, having fun. That's also the most important thing on the bike, having fun.
On the only track in the world where the competitors partly have to race underground, the first real physical condition test is in the time trials. One breathtaking lap against the clock, and Colin Closure is not only the first one to race, she's also setting a very sharp time to beat, 1:01.93. The Netherlands champion Didi de Vries finishes in 1:02.50, and that's not too far behind the leader. When Gaia Tormena shoots out of the starting blocks, we immediately realize there is a new best time on its way. And so it is. The 2019 World Champion and World Cup winner is the only woman to stay under the 1 minute border. 59.99.
Now we will try to give the best and go to the semi-final with a great shape and then to the final, we hope.
European champion, last year's World Cup winner City Mountainbike and French rider Hugo Briata is the first to start in the time trials men. And with 54.60 he has his winning cards checked. His fellow countryman Lorenzo Ceres is a size faster, 54.50, a great ride of the bronze medalist at the 2019 European Championships. Former World Cup winner and Flying Dutchman Jeroen van Eck has been training very hard during the mandatory COVID-19 break, and it pays off with 53.91. The Dutch champion makes his statement, "Watch out for me, I've come to Waregem to win the first race of the season."
Well, I did know already that the shape is good. I only didn't know if it was good enough already for World Cup level Eliminator, but the fastest time today, so I think I'm ready for the heats now.
With 8 in the women elite group who push straight forward into the semi-finals, and in the first we see Tormena, Boer, Fromberger and Borelli. The Italian talent has no intention to scan the competition. She has come to Belgium to win and launches herself before halfway course to the leading position. She never really has to look backwards to find out if there's any threat coming from around the corner. She qualifies easily for the big final together with Boer, who beats Fromberger.
Marion was very strong in the first part of the track, and we had the contact before the stairs, but I didn't want to touch her. So yeah, it was an hard race.
In the second semi, Closure, Witlocks, De Vries and Vermeer blast away from the starting area. In advance, we would have said that Closure and De Vries would dominate this race, and they confirm and come up to our expectations. No Borelli or Vermeer to the big final. It's Closure and De Vries qualifying with a high hand for the first big one. Racing is beautiful. We both were very strong. And at the end of the first lap, it was clear that we would qualify.
I could
save a little energy for the next race, so that's very good. Yeah, okay. I'm happy.
With only 12 men, we have 4 quarter-final heats with 3 riders, each of which 2 will qualify for the next round. For the favorites, this is an opportunity to save some energy for the semis. Roger, Seifert, Gutmann and Steible cannot qualify and are out. The last 8 are competing for the 4 desirable places in the big final. Van Eck and Gegenheimer don't seem to have big trouble working their way through the first semi-final and beating home rider Jay Bitterbier, who is fed up with a broken chain, and German Rieker, who is not strong enough. Van Eck and Gegenheimer qualify, having fun.
Story continues, but it was an exciting one. Jay and I both dropped the chain in the last round. He was on the left, I was on the right, both struggling to get the chain on. But for me it worked, for Jay it didn't. Simon was already gone, but I could defend my second place. So
The fight already started in the second lap in the beginning. I felt good, so I just concentrated to make it safe until the final straight. That worked out, I'm pretty happy.
Ceres, Briata, Olstam and Schwarzenberger are battling in the second semi-final. This race is less predictable. Briata is without accidents a certitude for the big final. Ceres seems to be in good shape. With Olstam you never know what to expect, and Schwarzenberg is the unknown factor. But it's La France controlling, and Ceres and Briata qualify for the final in this Eliminator. I wanted to keep some freshness for the end of the race, because it was very, very hard.
I don't wanted to take some risks today, so I pushed hard from beginning to end, and it was okay.
In the big final women, the main question is, will there be someone able to beat Tornado Tormena? Didier de Vries, Colin Closuur and Shimane Boer will have to perform at their very best if they want to have any chance on the first city mountain bike gold medal of the season. As usual, Tormena starts like a rocket and takes the immediate lead. If she can keep this devastating pace, she will head for victory, and the other 3 will have to battle for silver and bronze. In the small final it was Marion Fromberger being the best of the rest. In this big final, Gaia doesn't weaken for one single moment, and the force majeure she showed last season, she seems to continue this season. What are the limits of this extremely talented young lady? For now, nobody knows. Gaia, la più grande Tormena, with the arms wide open of joy, a clear win of the opening race of the season.
I'm so happy to be back on the first place, on the first podium of the World Cup after such a long time. It is incredible.
The grand finale of the day is the clash of the titans in the big final men with Van Eck, Ceres, Briata and Gegenheimer. And boy oh boy, did we get a thrilling final. Mr. Moustache Gegenheimer has the looks of the famous Baron von Münchhausen, and he takes the lead. But not for long, because Briata as well as Van Eck put immediate pressure on Gegenheimer. We see close racing, and it's clear that Ceres will not play a role of importance in this final. Bitterbier won quite easily the small final, but easy is not a description that fits this big final. It's a razor-sharp battle, with the apotheosis in the very end of the race. When everybody thinks the race is run, Jeroen van Eck pulls out an exciting final jump from his legs and wins in Waregem. What a race, what a finish! Let's have another look at the final meters of the men's final and the final touch of Van Eck beating Hugo Briata.
It was incredible. I mean, the pace of Hugo was so fast, but I knew, okay, I need to dig deep, I need to keep fighting. It's finished on the finish line, and bam, 1 meter before I took it. I gave everything I had in the last lap. Unfortunately, Johan was very strong. I knew he was a man to beat today, and I knew also I had to do some training again to get in a good shape, because I was very tired this last time.
So I'm pretty happy about the result today. I believed in that when I have the back wheel of the guys, I can make it in the final, in the sprint. But the gap was too big and I just could keep the distance, but I could not close the gap. But I'm happy with position 3.
On the upper stage, the winner of this year's inaugural race of the Eliminator World Cup. The winning woman is Gaia Tormena, the winning man Jeroen van Eck. The result of the day is also the standing after one race. Gaia Tormena wearing the white jersey, Clauseur on 2, De Vries on 3, and then Boer, Borelli, Framberger, Vermeer and Whitlocks. Jeroen van Eck is on top of the Men Elite Series, leading before Briata, Ceres, Gegenheimer, Bitterbier, Rieke, Schratzenberger, Olstam, Rogier, Goodman, Steible and Seifert. Hope to see you all at the next race of the UCI World Cup City Mountain Bike Eliminator. Bye bye.